Hello YouTubers, my name is Nikki Smith and I am a autism mom who wins. I am a teacher in the DMV area, that's DC, Maryland, and Virginia, and I want to share some awesome information with you. I want to express my passion in helping other special needs parents take care of themselves and their bodies and their mind, because we need to be healthy holistically so we can take care of our family, not only our special needs kids, but our family, but especially our special needs kids, because raising kids that have these type of needs can be very taxing and very emotionally draining. Take it from me, I was a mother, I am a mother, who has a 16-year-old son with autism. He's very high maintenance, he's nonverbal, he's on a moderate to severe end of it. His doctors say he has a mental capacity of a 3-year-old. Up until he was 13, he wore pull-ups, so he wouldn't mess himself. He would go to the bathroom to pee, but he wouldn't go to poop. And imagine buying pull-ups all the way to the age of 13. And I credit his father for getting him potty trained. And his father are not together, but he stayed with me half the time, stayed with his father now, because he's so strong and aggressive. I really couldn't handle him. And send him to a group home, that wasn't the first option. So his father said, let me have my time with him and see what I can do. I spoke to his doctor, and his doctor said let him do it. And if he don't transition well within 3 to 6 months, bring him back home. And that was not made, and I helped his father understand that. Well, anyway, like I said, I was not taking care of myself. I've always been a type of person who liked nice things, kept myself up, and did what I need to do to at least be cute, you know. But raising my son with autism took a lot out of me, emotionally draining, physically draining. The meltdowns were the worst, but they weren't the only. They didn't. If I had to weigh autism, 80-20, 80% of autism was rewarding, life learning. My son made me laugh. He amazed me. He gave me joy. He taught me. He was everything to me. The 20% came with the meltdowns and the things that came with him being a selective eater, which caused him to have GI issues and everything. And that was in not being able to have people to come by to at least give me a break, respite care. My mother, she did the best she could. If my sister was in town, she did what she could, but for the most part, my whole life was autism. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't trade my son and his disability for the world. It's just that some days I needed a day to myself, just if it was just a day, because it was starting to wear down on me. I didn't realize my mother brought it to my attention, but it started to wear down on me, where I lacked motivation. I didn't care how I looked when I went to work. I didn't, I didn't go out there looking like anything, but it wasn't who I was. I would just get up, put my clothes on. They clean clothes and it was neat, but it just wasn't up to who anybody that knows me know who I am and what I like and how I like to dress and how I like to look. I wasn't that person anymore because I was so drained and so mentally messed up behind this autism. Not my son, I had autism by itself, because I was trying to figure out what I could have done wrong. I wasn't on drugs. I wasn't on alcohol. I just didn't understand why I had a son with autism, what I did wrong, and realized I was making it about me and not about my son. And some part of me was having a pity party, but some part of me had a hard time dealing with it. I was struggling with it. And I wasn't taking care of myself, and soon that was starting to turn in on my son. So I just want to help mothers out there to realize that put yourself first in the right way. What I mean by put yourself first, make sure that you are taking care of your body, eating right, exercising, being around the right people that's going to stay positive. Read some positive literature. Um, Stay away from negativity and just think of yourself first. Because if you think of yourself first and taking care of yourself and feeling good about yourself, taking care of your family is going to come automatically because you're going to want the best for your family. And I just be that type of selfish. Not selfish to the point where you don't care about you, but selfish to the point you put yourself first, taking care of your needs so you can be better equipped to respond to the needs of your family versus react to the needs of your family. Because reaction can be dangerous. You know, I heard so many stories about so many kids that have special needs are in foster care because their parents might have lost their cool and just did some abusive things. I'm not saying they didn't love their kids. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just sometimes you get to that point and get overwhelmed. That comes from lack of respite care, lack of support. And when my son was diagnosed, I didn't have too much support. I didn't know about respite care. All I knew about was occupational therapy and speech therapy. You know, and then when I found out about the respite care, probably like 2 years later, you have a long waiting list. Or it cost too much, or I made too much, made too less. And like I said, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I am a special education teacher in the DC area, and I have always been able to maintain a job. And when I did not maintain a job because of budget reasons, I found a job within a couple of weeks of that job being done. But I just got laid off again in January, and guess what? I didn't have that type of luck this time. And it's crazy, and I try to keep myself in a positive state. Any other time I would have panicked, but I'm okay because I've been keeping myself reading positive things and staying around positive people, and I know that I have a plan B that's going to work for me just in case it takes me a while to get a job and I really got to work it, and I got myself involved in a direct sales business about 16 months ago, and I made some good money at it. I made about $250 within 20, 30 minutes of doing this business just by sharing some information about this tea called ISO. But the thing is, I could not share the information without being a product of the product. So I tried this tea right here. It's called ISO. I heard a woman speak. She shared her story on Facebook of how she lost over 108 pounds of starting out drinking this tea right here. I was impressed. I've seen it before and after picture, and it was her, and I was very, very impressed. But I still needed to know for myself. So I got my first batch of tea. I made it. Drank my 2 glasses a day, 2 8-ounce glasses a day, one for lunch, one for dinner. The first week, they had they had a campaign, lose 5 pounds in 5 days of drinking this tea. And you drink this tea for 7 days, twice a day, but on the 5th day, you should see some weight loss. Well, anyway, the first week, I didn't lose 5 pounds. But I didn't give up because the young lady that lost 108 pounds, she didn't either. But she went on the next week and the next week and the next week and kept being consistent and kept on doing it, kept on trying. She eventually tried some other products, and she is now 108 pounds lighter. So I kept on trying it. I lost like 30 pounds, 26 to 30 pounds within 45 days of drinking this tea. My first thing was to go with my midsection. And I've been depressed since then. And this is not a diet tea. This is a detox tea. This tea cleanses your body out. It cleanses your body of pesticides. It cleanses it out of parasites, filters toxins, chemicals, hormones, and it eliminates parasites in intestinal sludge that might do harm to your colon, and it cleanses out your kidney and your bladder. And I just want to say this, that I don't mitigate any type of medical claims or stating that this product cured any kind of ailments, diseases, or disorders. I'm just going off the results that I got from it. And like I said, when I tried it, I was more energetic. I was more focused. I did things I needed to do. The sugar cravings in the middle of the night were gone and everything. So I was convinced. And then I was even more impressed by the story that I heard of another young lady who had IBS. She had IBS, and she had a hard time pooping because of the IBS that she had. And so when she first got the tea, so she tried it, and she's only trying it to lose the weight, but she didn't think about her IBS. And when she drank the tea, and within drinking her first 2 glasses, she was going to the bathroom and she pooped and she became regular. That's what sold her on the tea. She lost weight with it, but she felt good about losing that weight off her tea, not losing those toxins, and losing that weight with this tea as an added benefit. And when I heard her story about the IBS, my son who has autism, he has GI issues because he's such a selective eater. He says some autistic kids are a creature of habit. Some won't eat certain foods, some won't eat at all. Some will eat 2 types of food, and that's it. My son likes certain types of food: spaghetti, chicken fingers, dried cereal. He didn't drink milk. The stuff that he liked were high in starch, high in sugar. He liked a lot of dairy products, which were said at the time that they weren't good for autistic kids. I tried gluten stuff with him. He didn't like it. He wouldn't eat it. I tried other things with him. He wouldn't do it. So I had to continue to give him what he liked to ensure that he was eating. However, I believe personally that was clogging up his bowels. I would go to his doctor, ask his doctor, can he give him something for his constipation and diarrhea. His doctor would give him something. It only lasts a short. I would give it to him. First time I give it to him, he is going to the bathroom. Then his eating habits didn't change. He's continued to eat the same thing. And he was clogged up again, but the second time around, the stuff didn't work. And I was trying product after product after product, and these things were pharmaceuticals. So when I heard her story, I gave him like 3 glasses in 1 week of this IASOT, 3 8-ounce glasses of this. And he went from going to he's 16 now. He'd been in the bathroom an hour and a half trying to go. He went from being there for an hour and a half to being there under 20 minutes because he was cleaning them out. And let me say, this is not that tea that you drink and you go to work and you spend your whole shift in the bathroom trying to clean yourself out. For those who say I'm already regular, that's good, but this will make your time in the bathroom more productive, getting all those toxins and chemicals out your body. Because we walk out in the world, we have skin, and we got all these fumes from buses and cars that's going inside our skin that's causing a lot of toxicity in our bodies. So, like I said, my son who has autism, he has GI issues. He tried this. I gave it to him. It opened him up. I don't give it to him every day or every week. I might give him a glass every 2 weeks just to keep him regulated. And now we give it to him like this. So this is our instant tea right here. I will take that and put it in a 16.9 ounce bottle, shake it up, and give it to him, and he would drink it. Luckily, he drank that for me, and that made him, maybe because he felt like it made him feel better in going to the bathroom. And as you know, when we are detoxing, we're taking all the bad stuff. I don't do it every day. I don't detox every day for 7 days a week. I stopped doing it after a while once I lost my ideal weight. And I just do it like twice a week just to keep my system flowing. But as you know, when we detox, we are taking a lot of bad stuff out along with some good stuff. So that's where this stuff comes in, the NutriNurse. This is a liquid vitamin. It has a 98% absorption rate through your bloodstream. Through your bloodstream, you get a capful. Pour a capful in the top, drink it every day, and that's your 4-day supply of vitamins. This product has 72 minerals, 12 herbs, 19 amino acids, 22 fruits and vegetables, 13 whole grains. It slows down the aging process. My hair is thick and long. I'm a natural thing, but this also helps with hair growth. It helps with healthy hair growth as well. Um, it reduces the risk of heart disease, birth defects, and liver problems. And again, I'm gonna say this one more time: TLC. I'm mitigating, saying that these products are a cure for any kind of health ailments, uh, disorders, or diseases. I'm just saying what was working for me and my child. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm talking about the results for me and my child. It's some testimonials that I heard. I'm not telling you that this stuff cures autism or cures heart disease or cure any kind of ailments or diseases. I'm just saying that it works for me. It works for me. And I gave it to my son who has autism, who I was very skeptical about giving him anything, because that's a phenomenon by itself, because nobody really know what causes autism. And I gave this to him. And he started to feel better. My son started to feel better. He started to, because he had bouts in insomnia, and I mean his insomnia can last for 2 days, and those 2 days a meltdown was coming. The meltdowns are not fun. He's 16, almost 6 feet, and a meltdown mimics a temper tantrum of a 2-year-old, where they might scream for hours on end. Sometimes they can be combative, hurting you or hurting themselves, and it's not a fun thing. But him being able to go, that kind of calms me. I'm not saying that he didn't, that the meltdowns went away. I'm just saying that they were either milder, they didn't last long, or they were infrequent. But this is the liquid vitamin. And this is the equivalent of 10 to 12 leafy green salads. Just one cap. Just one cap. And I love it. I love it. And if your child don't want to drink this, just douse just orange juice. Just pour some orange juice and give them to drink in a sippy cup or whatever it is you give your son to give. And this product also encourages wounds to heal more quickly. And it is a multi-fiber that will keep your child regular if he has poor eating habits because of having autism, because it aids in the digestive process. Again, I don't mitigate any kind of medical claims or stating that this product cures, heals any kind of ailments, diseases, or disabilities or disorders. I'm just saying what worked for me and my son, and I'm comfortable with giving this to my child. I can't speak for everybody else's kids. I can't speak for you and how you take care of what you want to give your son. You find something that work for your son, you work for you, that's helping you stay healthy, mentally and physically. By all means, work with it. Just as long as you staying healthy as a mom. Not taking care of only regular kids, but special needs kids. Just keep yourself happy, keep yourself healthy, and do what you can do for your child. But like I said, this right here also gave me a boost of energy. Gave me a boost of energy. And speaking of energy, that brings my next product. This product right here called the NRG. It's a natural raw energy. It's a natural raw energy, and it helps for mental focus, mental clarity. You can lose up to, it turns off the appetite, and you can burn at least 300 to 600 calories a day. And it also helps with ADD, ADHD. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say this more as much as I possibly can, because I want to get this straight. Somebody saying that it didn't work for my son's ADD or my daughter's ADD or my ADD. I don't mitigate any kind of medical claims about this. I'm not saying that it cures ADD or helps everybody's ADD or any kind of ailment, disease, or health issues. I'm just saying what works for me and my son, and how I tried this product on my son. I heard a young lady tell me she tried it with her son with ADD, went to the doctor and asked her doctor to give her permission to give her child this supplement. because he was doing poorly in school, poor grades. I don't think he was hyperactive. I can't speak on that, so I don't know. But he had poor grades, had a hard time focusing. However, when she started to give him this and it started to work through his bloodstream, she saw a vast difference in her son's grades. He was able to focus. His teachers were very, very impressed. And this helped me focus, right? He helped me focus. It's a happy pill, makes me stay evened out and helps me to just be focused, give me some mental clarity, help me do one thing at a time, multitask correctly, because my multitasking without me being focused is not multitasking, it's kind of messy. And I tried this on myself and I love it. I love it. When you try the NRG, you take it on an empty stomach with a full glass of water. A full glass of water. Otherwise, you're not going to feel the effects of it. So I'm telling you now, you take one capsule or two with a full glass of water, preferably in the morning time. That's when I take mine. So I drink it as soon as I get up. I drink it while I'm taking my shower, get myself together, help my son get himself together. It's going through our system. I gave him a capsule as well, and I'll tell you what it has done for him. And it just gives us, it's nothing but raw, natural energy. It's all natural. It's a supplement. It has key ingredients of nutrients. It's a key support for nutrients. And it sustains the appetite, gives you mental clarity, mental focus. And I gave my son this. Like I said, he has had insomnia. He stayed up for 2 and 3 days on end, and that developed into a meltdown. And when I started to give him this stuff right here, this stuff right here, the NutriBurst from TLC, the NRG, and the tea, I saw a vast difference. This right here, he was calmer. He was able to focus. Because let me tell you this. Trips to the mall were like need-based for him because he had to get his shoe size, he had to get his clothes size because he's a tall boy. He's tall, he has big feet, he's a growing boy because he has autism and half the mental capacity of a 2-year-old. I mean, he stopped growing. So our routine would go to the mall. I would call the clerk that I dealt with at the shoe store. So I'm coming there at 2 o'clock. Go to the mall, stop at Auntie Mamie's. He loved that pretzel store. Give him a large pretzel sticks and a big old icy. So by the time he got through with that, he had his shoe size, his clothes size, and went out the mall. And that preoccupied him. Wow, we did all that. As for me, decide I need to go to Macy's, I need to go to Charlotte Russe and get me some. That's not gonna happen. So by the time everything is done, he is starting to feel the sensory overload in the mall with all the things that's going on at the same time. Hearing the cash register, hearing people talking, hearing bags rattling, hearing ice shuffle, hearing every minute thing, and that kind of sent him into a whirlwind where he have a meltdown. So I couldn't go to shop. Or if I would go to a restaurant, I had to order him an appetizer before we got seated, because he had needed something like food. Food preoccupied him until we got to the next stage of that day, and that was that. If I couldn't afford to buy no appetizer before we went in and get another meal, it wasn't gonna happen. But giving them this, I have in this product. It was called the Fit Kit. It's called the Fit Kit now, but it was called the Energy Kit at one time. And I give it to me and my son. And it was a point in time after I gave him this. He had had this system like maybe a week or so. And my son usually hums and stems when he is like unable to sleep. He's pacing the floor. He's doing stuff like that, and he like kind of whine. He's up all night, and I noticed when I started giving this stuff, these two things, he started to sleep at night. He was more focused, and I noticed it because I'm used to my son up and at him all night. Because as a mom with special needs kids, you learn how to sleep with one eye open. And I noticed that he was sleeping, and I thought something was wrong with him. I said, something's off, and he's not acting normal, and yada, 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 yada. And next thing you know, after this, the products that I've been giving him, that's really been helping him. I'm not saying that since he's been taking this, he hasn't had a meltdown. I'm not saying that he had Some minor ones, yes, but they wasn't as explosive as they usually are. And it was one point in time that I went to go get him some shoes. And usually when we go to the mall, he get the humming, he'd grab onto me and grip because he know that he about to go in. You try to explain to him, you gotta go and get your shoes, and get your ice, and get your special shit, and go get your shoes for you. Anything lower than that, he couldn't handle. So on that particular day, he was real quiet, smiling. I got his auntie names and got his shoes, but he wasn't doing the normal humming and grabbing me and all that kind of stuff. And without me knowing, I decided to go check it out. I seen a dress in the window. I went to go check it out. And I began to notice that he just sat there waiting patiently, looking at me smiling. I said, oh wow, I'm gonna try this. I said, this stuff is good. This stuff is all natural herbs, all natural products that has helped me and my son tremendously. And this is it. Now this thing right here is called love. It's a we got something for the men. It's called Strike Up. This is something that you can use in the bedroom for the married couples. And it's it's got the little blue pill for men that help them with their bedroom issues. But it's also, you don't have to have bedroom issues to use this stuff. It's also a way to spice up your bedroom for Valentine's Day, a birthday, or just because you want to go home and have a good time with your woman or your man. But I take this because right now I just turned 47 a week ago, and probably around 45 started becoming premenopausal. And I have these mood swings, these hot and cold, and I was like really, really emotional. And then I found out a young lady used this for her menopausal stage. I said, let me try this out. I mean, this helps women with moisture down there when they're going through the menopausal stage. But I mean, I need the moisture, but that's not the purpose for me using this. I took this to help me even out. The NRG was helping, but this evened me out because it was my emotions that was all over the place. Days I'd be crying, know I was crying for, and some days I'd go from high to low because of my premenopausal situation. So, and that's it. That's it. This is my favorite thing with the NRG for energy, mental clarity, mental focus. It helps you burn 300 calories a day. Turns on the energy, turn off the appetite for those. And I also use my autistic son, who has a multi-disability, which is mental retardation and ADHD and everything. And he takes this to keep him even, not help him focus on one thing at a time, because when he's out in public, he can't really compartmentalize everything that's going on. And this helps him focus and use some coping skills to calm himself down. Now, I'm not saying this cure autism. I'm not saying it's going to help on every autistic child. I'm just saying this helps my son. It's a young lady that I met online who also tried these two with somebody at her church tried their autistic child, and they had the same results. But that's just two special cases. If you want to try these things, this is for the focus and the concentration and the mental energy, healthy mental energy. If you want to lose weight, if you want to clean yourself out, try to detox. If your child is having GI issues, but you use this, I recommend for kids that's over the age of 12. I don't recommend for you to give your kids just under the age of 12. But this, you can give your child this, whether they're 1 to 99. Just a capful. It's very tasty. But this right here, I recommend that you wait to give it to a child that's over the age of 12. That's just my opinion. Because if they have GI issues at over the age of 12. That's just my opinion. I had a friend of mine who had a daughter. She was obese. She had sugar diabetes really, really bad. And her mother said her blood pressure stayed in the higher ranges. She gave her a couple cups of tea of this a week. And when her daughter's blood sugar level stayed in the higher ranges, it would not, she would give her the insulin, but it would work for like maybe an hour or so, but they go back to being high. She said when she gave her daughter the tea, it kind of stabilized for her. I ain't saying it was cured. I'm just saying that she noticed that it stayed at a certain low level for longer than it did with the insulin. I'm not saying don't drink this tea and not give your child insulin. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying because she's still going to give her child insulin. That probably has something to do with it too. I'm just saying that she said she was really impressed by this for her daughter. And the NutriBurst, it goes straight to your bloodstream. 90%, it's nothing but a multivitamin filled with nutrients. And it helps digestive tract, helps you become more regular, helps with hair growth, it helps with nail growth, it helps fight heart disease, birth defects, and liver problem. Again, these products are not cures, or we don't mitigate any kind of health claims. We just focus on what helped people that gave their testimony. And this right here, this is good for people that's going through menopause, or somebody want to get their groove on the bedroom with their husband or wife or significant other. So if you're seeing this and you want to know more about the products and do your research, you want to order, this is my website right here. Can you see it? It's www.totallifechanges/5734951, www.totallifechanges.com/5734951. So if you want to try them, go to this website, and if you find that the products were not to your liking, that they didn't work for you, you got 30 days to get 100% of your money back. So I look forward to doing business with you. If you want to know more information about Autism Moms Winning, go on Facebook, look up Autism Moms Winning, and click like or join the group. Be blessed. Is this on pause?